All right, guys, welcome back to Frugal Homestead. And today we're doing one that I've been waiting a long time to do. You guys have no idea. Coffee briquettes. That's right. We're finally going to make them. If you've seen our previous briquetting videos, we've done it with paper, we've done it with cardboard, we've done it with sawdust. But take the best of all three of those, add some coffee to it, and you will not only make something that smells good when it burns, but will actually burn hotter and longer. Don't think coffee burns. You better wait to the end of this video to watch the burn test, because I'll tell you now, coffee is an amazing addition to briquettes. And the best thing is, in our house, it's plentiful because we're coffee addicts. Realistically, you can save your coffee, add it into this mix. Because of the smaller particulate size, it will actually make denser briquettes, which should make them burn longer, but you'll have to wait to the end to find out for sure. So, if you haven't seen one of our briquetting videos before, don't worry, because I'll walk you through the process. It's super simple. If you don't want to spend any money, okay, you can go ahead and make these after we make our slurry just by squeezing it out into balls. It will work. I don't think it's as efficient. Actually, I bought a press just because it's easier. It knocks out 4 of these beautiful briquettes at a time. It's called the Vita XL. Let me show it to you. All right, so this is the Vita XL. It has just a few moving parts. You've got your pressure plate. That's what you push down with. Now, technically, you're supposed to use these to push it down here. These arms are not very good. I do suggest, if you're going to buy this, don't use those. Just stand on it. Put it on the ground and stand on it. It'll push these briquettes down beautifully. Or you can make a homemade press like I'm about to show you. But that presser plate is extremely heavy duty. And then you have your second part, which is where the briquettes actually can be removed and set down on a drying rack. It's a perfect system to make 4 at a time and knock them out nice and fast. Now, I will put links for this down below if you're interested. They do make a single model, but I feel like for the money, I think I paid like 80 bucks for this. It's well worth it to do it in batches because I can do it a lot faster with the 4-bay here. But enough talking, let's get to making briquettes. All right, guys, so the mixture is super simple. It's 1/3 coffee, which, as you can see here, we just have coffee with filters and everything. So we'll throw that in there. All right, and then we will use 1/3 sawdust. And this is oak sawdust from where we're cutting up those logs. And then 1/3 paper or cardboard, whichever you have available. Preferably that's been soaked in water. Add some cardboard in there. Okay, then we're gonna add some more water, make it mix easier. Now we do go ahead and add our filter paper in, but you can do whatever you want. We have not found that it has any issues. And then for mixing, you can use a simple paint mixer. It just takes longer. I took a paint mixer and welded on 2 little blades. And what that does is it just chops it up. All right, we're gonna add some more water. And that just literally makes it mix easier. Now I like to, especially with the coffee, pull it up and pull it down. It helps bring that coffee throughout the mix. Go ahead and add just a little bit more of this paper that's really wet. Just so I can get it to the consistency I want. Now, when the coffee mix, it's not going to be as wet of a mix as you're used to, but that's okay. If you've done sawdust ones and those, paper and stuff, they're real wet. This will not be because they're such fine particles. And the coffee ones do require a little bit more mixing. Now, I like to do the coffee ones in bigger batches, but this works. All right, let's go ahead and get this filled up. Here's your mix. Looks kind of dirty, I know. But let's go ahead and just throw them in there. Don't be worried about overfilling them, it's fine. Fill up all 4 spaces, heaping, because you want biggest briquettes you can possibly get. That's going to give you the ability to burn longer. And there will be a burn test at the end of this, because it drives me nuts when people do briquette tests and then don't do burn tests at the end to show how they burn. It's kind of pointless. So make sure you stay at the end of the video so you can see our burn test. All right. And go ahead and get this all topped off. Now I like to go through with these ones and just press them down a little bit. And what that does is let me get more material down in there to make bigger briquettes. All right. As you can see, it's full. Now we're going to take our presser plate and give it just a light push. Just a light push. Squeeze out some of the moisture. Now at this point, if you haven't had a press and you just bought this, this is when you put it on the ground and step on it. But I built a little press here using a car jack and some scrap wood. So we're going to use that to press it down. All right, so now we've got it all in place here. This is just a homemade press I made out of junk. You know, a little car jack. And then I got an impact set up with a socket. So as you can see, you just do it a little bit, wait, do it a little bit, wait, do it a little bit, wait. That allows time for the water to get out and not squirt out the bottom or out the top and get you. Now it's important to remember, see these nubs? You don't let them go down and touch anything past that, because then you'll bend them. And I like to take my time with the coffee briquettes because they're so dense, because there's sawdust that's packed in between the paper. And then those granules of coffee get in between the granules of sawdust. It's like how you pack down a driveway with gravel of different sizes. All right, so we're pretty much down. I'm gonna bring it back up, push it back a little. You see they're almost touching, and there's very little water coming out. That means it's pretty much done. So we'll back that up, pull it out, and I'll show you guys how to remove the briquettes from the press. Okay, so now at this point, I'm going to warn you guys that getting these out, because they're so dense, is a little harder. So you pull your presser plate out, and then these are a little harder to get out. Just push them in a little bit and they'll come out. That's because you've made such a dense product. Look at how big that is and how dense it is. I mean, honestly, guys, that is dense. I mean, you can push into it with your finger because it's wet, but it's going to dry out and be very, very dense. You see how easy those come off? And we're just going to lay these out in the sun and let them dry. You could put them next to a wood burner if you wanted, but you see how much bigger and denser these are? Adding a little bit of coffee to your briquettes does a world of good for making a longer, stronger burn. And I'm going to show you that in the burn test, because it allows you to get more material in the same area and less air in between. So, there you go, coffee briquettes. Okay, so now we got the coffee briquettes all pressed out and drying in the sun. Let's jump forward with the power of YouTube to a burn test to see how amazing these are. Now, unfortunately, our burn test is going to be done in an actual wood burner that's sealed. Throw some of these into either a tent stove, a non-sealed stove, a fireplace, and you're going to get that coffee aroma as well as a beautiful heat source. So, let's get to the burn test. And it's time for the burn test, guys. Time to see if our coffee briquettes can beat the old record. So, got a fire going here. We'll go ahead and set these up on there. We do have a little bit of gusting going on outside with the wind, but I think that it's only fair we let them run on high and see what they can do. But you can see how fast they're taking off burning. As a biomass, coffee actually burns pretty good and pretty hot. It seems silly, but it's true. So we'll bring you back in a half an hour and we'll see how these things are burning. All right, guys, we started at 7 o'clock and it is now 7:28, as you can see. I'm going to open this up. And it's reading high. It can't even... That's hot, guys. Holy cow, that's hot. So we're going to go for another half an hour because clearly they have not broken down barely at all. So realistically, there's been almost no change to the body of them in the first 30 minutes, and they are super hot. I mean, that's just insane. They're like 700, 800 degrees probably. So we'll give them some time. All right, so we're at 7:59, so 8 o'clock. And after a full hour of burning, they are still holding form pretty well and still very, very hot. High, high. All in there, high. Now, there's still a lot of form to them. I'm pretty impressed with that. What I'm thinking is that as these burn down, they're going to hold together a little better. But I don't know that we're going to be setting any new records. Kind of think we've pushed them about as far as they can go. But we'll give them another half an hour and see where we're at that point. It could surprise us. All right, guys, let's see where we're at here. All right, we still got pretty good sized chunks there. And they're holding together. But I can tell you without a doubt, these are going to make it maybe 45, 50 minutes, but I doubt they'll make it to the 2-hour mark. So, right now, we're at 8:30. We started at 7. So we're already an hour and a half in. And there's some nice chunks there, but there's no way. I mean, they're already falling apart. So we got real close to the 2-hour mark, but I think that that's our threshold with this size. Honestly, taking something that size and it burning for almost 2 hours, that's pretty good, guys. I'm not going to complain one bit about that. It cost us nothing. Honestly, it burns clean and efficiently. I have no complaints. Now, there is a secret though. In the upcoming videos, you're going to see something a little bit different. Because we figured if we can't make them burn longer, what about if we made them bigger? So make sure you keep your eyes out for this video, because we've got even bigger than this that we're going to try and burn. So with that said, if you haven't already, and I don't know why you wouldn't have by now, guys, go down, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can see all of our upcoming videos, because you know you want to see those giant briquettes. Make sure you give us a comment. Let us know what you think of these, and I'll see you in the next one.